Hi, my name is Frank Raj, and this is my weekly show, Desh or Diaspora. For non Hindi speakers, that's Desh is Hindi for homeland. And this is going to be, like I said, a weekly show. And in this episode, I'll start with telling you a little bit about what I plan to do in this show. Well, this is a very unique situation we are in today. Never in human history have we experienced a global phenomenon like the COVID pandemic. For the first time, because of the internet, all of humanity together faces the same existential threat. We are consumed with the same fears and uncertainties about whether medical science is going to be able to deliver or not. In one single season, civilization has been laid low by a microscopic parasite which is 10,000 times smaller than a grain of salt. COVID-19 has attacked not only our physical bodies, but literally every aspect of our lives. This is a very interesting, for some frightening time in history. So, what is the USP of my weekly show going to be? I have always been very interested in eschatology, which is that part of theology which is concerned with the final events of history. Now, whether you admit it or not, religious terrorism is today widespread in the world. And there are so many predictions about what's going on. As these end time predictions play out, they make for such fascinating study at the very least. The COVID pandemic makes it all the more timely if it indeed portends the end. So, what is Desh or Diaspora going to be about? I'm going to quote Mahatma Gandhi to give you an insight. He said, those who say religion has nothing to do with politics do not know what religion is. And England's Lord Acton observed that religion is the key to history. So it is in a journalistic context that I subscribe to the urgent need for dialogue on our spiritual and political quest. I want to foster community, but I also want to debate the greatest journey of all, our spiritual quest, with respect to all heartfelt viewpoints of all faiths. Come up with thought-provoking, useful insights, but also a provocative fusion that will challenge, hopefully give hope, and help us to understand issues that are relevant to India and diaspora. I wanted to be an unyielding take on heart and homeland that aims to demand much more of all Indians. How religion is manipulating politics today. Well, it always did throughout history. But I don't think we ever understood the ramifications as we do today. What repels or draws us back to India? We'll look at these things. Life in the diaspora versus India. We'll study Indian media walas at home in India and abroad. Now, in Hinduism, there is the story of the god Vishnu coming back in the last cycle of time as a figure called Kalki, who rides a white horse, carries a sword that looks like a comet, and he destroys the forces of evil. In which case, the current players in India could be in big trouble because they are claiming to be the upholders of religion in our country. In Islam, the end of the world is referred to as the hour. And it involves Jesus Christ returning to Damascus to slay the Antichrist who has put the planet in peril. Christians interpret the book of Revelation as a roadmap that lays out exactly how the world will end. Now, Gandhiji did not hesitate to mix faith and politics. From that vantage point, he tried to show that the same moral laws which hold good for the individual hold good for the group and the nation. He did not quote or teach only from the Hindu scriptures. He experimented with the truth from all sources familiar to Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, you name it. I am no less curious. In Shruti and Smriti, is the true Sanatan Dharma told? Why is Muhammad deemed the last prophet? What is the proof that Christ can eternally redeem a man's sin? What are the truths we can identify clearly and mine from the Vedas, the Quran, the Bible, the Granth Sahib, etc.? Religion has always been bound up with migration, identity, and the cultures of diaspora communities. In fact, diaspora was first referred, when it was first used, it referred to the Jews. But religion is man-made. Personal faith in God is direct. Why do we confuse loyalties and concede right living and caring about one another for religious one-upmanship and religious pride? Is blindly following the herd with spiritual pride more important than unraveling the mystery of genuine faith and personal freedom? I am a humble Shishya of the Masiha from the Middle East, not from the West. I do not follow any denomination, nor do I advocate Eastern or Western Christianity. As a belief system, Christianity cannot stand scrutiny as the way, the truth, and the life of Jesus Christ. But someone cleverly devised the word Christianity and has been using that sacred name as in that word very cleverly for centuries. To this day, scholars have not been able to authenticate who ingeniously coined the term Christianity, which misrepresents the historical Jesus. Only his unaltered teachings are authentic, not the dogma of an institution, no matter how impressive the 2 billion strong global membership might be. Now, Desh or diaspora may be an interesting title for my book which I wrote a couple of years ago. But it is also a poignant life story of Indian journeys of people who left or plan to leave India's shores. And we will look at Desh or diaspora in many interesting ways. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you.